What's good, everyone? Welcome to today's trade recap of the day. Today is Monday, February 23rd, 2026. I'm going over today's price action. The one trade I'm taking today, I lost around $14,000 on the day. So let's get into it. All right. It's been a pretty uneventful past week. I did live stream on Kick. I also live streamed this trade on Kick as well. If you guys want to start watching me live trade, I'm going to be doing that on Kick for, I don't really know how long. I don't really know exactly what the schedule is going to look like. But for now, that's what I'm doing. But yeah, last week was just break even after break even after break even. We're just stuck in this kind of higher time frame range, and we still are. And I ended up getting chopped around today, and I took my L, and I got off for the day. That's what it is. So let's get into it. All right, a lot to go over, a decent amount to go over, and let's talk about it. So coming into the day, I was leaning more bullish. All right, reasoning for that, if we just go on like 9:30, right? We were very clearly trending up towards this new day opening gap. All right, so this new day opening gap to me was a super significant strong draw on liquidity and always is. ES as well was going up for previous day high, so this was that previous day high. And me personally, I was just looking to see some sort of long towards here. I wanted to see a pullback. I want to see maybe this trend line liquidity get swept and then a move back up. But overall, I was leaning a lot more bullish just because of that new day opening gap. You guys know, and a lot of the trade recaps, a lot of like my biggest day ever, actually, that 50K day, was targeting a new day opening gap. So there are days where, I'm going to be pretty hard stuck buys on a new day opening gap, and not that anything really invalidated my bullish bias yet. I didn't have any conditions yet that invalidated a bullish bias. But there was just some things that I might have just gone a little bit too hyped on. And let's just get into it. Again, we had this 9:30 open high. We started delivering lower. ES ended up creating those relative equal highs. Swept out all of this low resistance liquidity right here. Okay, and this is where I was looking at this area right here. We had a 1 hour fair value gap right here. This unmitigated 1 hour gap that we did end up trading into. And again, the higher time frame, guys, is very rangy. So it's unfortunate, when we're in these kind of ranges, it's hard to trade in. That's just really it. Anyways, looking at the hourly time frame, we get that tap of that hourly gap. We started getting a little bit displacement back up. We ended up getting a 5-minute tap right here. And at this point, this 5-minute gap got respected. We then ended up trading lower, and then we swept out this internal low right here. And here I was looking to see this 5-minute gap right here get inverse. Now, I just was honestly, again, really, really liking longs. I loved how we swept out this hourly intermediate low right here. At the time, we ended up having a really, really nice wick on it. And we just simply started getting displacement back up. Now, there are times where I need to wait for that highest time frame inverse for the close. And then there's times where I really don't. If I have enough conviction in the trade, if I have enough conviction in the model, then I will take the entry, right? I don't pattern trade my concepts. I don't trade them mechanically to that point. I would say 8 times out of 10, I'm probably taking the highest time from inverse in the leg if it's something that I need full confidence on. But if it's a trade like this, bro, where I've seen this setup play out so many times, it's an A-rated setup for my model. New day opening gap is such a, again, strong DOL. ES equal highs right here. So for me, I just had that bullish bias and I ended up being wrong. And that's really it. I mean, what can I learn from this, right? So there's 2 real things and main takeaways that I'm getting from this trade. And I was kind of talking about this right before I entered, but I kind of disregarded it just because, again, the new day opening gap on NQ is a lot stronger for me. But things that we can kind of take away from this loss is there can be times where we end up coming really close to a pool of bias liquidity right here, right? And this high just still can be protected. And it's kind of weird. And still to this day, I'm it's a little weird for me to see something like this and then go back lower and not look at this as a long. But since we did already sweep out this daily internal high, this high resting inside of this gap, this is just something to learn from. As a trader, I'm always saying this, you always have to be learning. You can't have an ego in trading. Still to this day, bro, still to this day, I'm profitable and I am taking every single day as a lesson. Win, loss, break even day, I'm always looking to improve because the markets are constantly evolving. You need to always be improving your model. You need to always be journaling your losses, journaling your wins, and really taking away what can you learn from this? So that's personally what I got from this trade. We also, of course, respect this 4 hour. I find a lot of my losses do come from me trying to target these rejection wicks. But again, this rejection wick, in my head at the first, I won't when I first saw it, it didn't really make any sense because the previous day high was being left, right? So that's really it. Not much else to go over from this loss. Again, I mean, and then also the obvious was like the 5-minute never got closed, which, you know, isn't like a main rule that I have in my model personally. It's a model that I teach to a lot of beginners, and I think it's great if you're a beginner trader and, you know, you want to execute like really mechanically on the model. But again, for me, I've been trading for, you know, it's coming up to 5 years now, which is actually crazy. But there are times where I can, you know, trade a little bit more discretionary in that sense. And but yeah, that's really it. I just, again, had overall the wrong bias today, and I got cooked, and that is it. But overall, this month has been looking absolutely phenomenal. So I'm not too worried about this loss, you know, in the grand scheme of things. And the big picture are up a lot on this month. So I'm really happy with that. I'm happy with how I'm playing this month. But sad start to the week. But you know me, we always come back. So hyped to see what the rest of the week offers. We do have PPI on Friday. We do have all of the sell side still intact here. So, I mean, if we can kind of just get out of this higher time frame 4-hour range, that will start to be, you know, that's what I'm looking for, and that will be nice. And hopefully we can start doing that, and I can get some sort of, you know, cleaner price action, because this past, you know, 2 weeks haven't been the cleanest. So we shall see. And that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really don't have much else to go over. If you guys want to start copy trading, I am using TradeSyncer to copy trade all my trades, so go check that out. Also, I'm using Tradeify. Best sale right now, best discount if you just use code PB. Alpha Futures, code PB, and Apex, code PB. That's all the accounts that I'm using to copy trade my trading. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next trade recap. And if you guys want to start tuning into my live trades, because I just started doing them, I'm doing them on Kick, and I'll let you guys know on like the Instagram stories when I am going to be doing those live streams, because for now it's probably going to be every day, but we shall see. We'll see. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.